Hey everyone, Dream here. Welcome back. So, today we're going to be looking into what impression you give off. Like, what is your vibe like? What is the first thing that people get when they look at you? So, with that being said, let's get into this. We have three pictures over here. Take your time, see which picture you feel most drawn to. And after you're done choosing your picture, you can scroll down to the comment section below or a description box to find your timestamp that's going to link you to your personal reading. So without further ado, let us get right into this. Hello, group one, welcome to your reading. So let us get right into this and see what vibes do you give off to people. So to start off, you guys have here the Five of Wands reversed, Strength reversed, and Wheel of Fortune. Okay. You definitely give off the sense of like withdrawn. So in terms of vibe, to start off, I'm getting like withdrawn. I'm getting somebody who is, especially with like Strength and Five of Wands here, both being in reverse, I'm getting like withdrawn and bored. Somebody who's not easily entertained. I'm also getting somebody who is, add on top of like withdrawn and bored, chill, laid back. And when I say like chill, laid back, I'm talking to the, like, there's like levels to that, right? With you, you're giving off like, I'm chill to the point where like you don't care about anything, anyone. Almost feels like you don't even care about yourself. You don't care about like what's going on with the world. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't have to be you. This is the vibes that you give off to people, which is like withdrawn, often bored. Like when I say like withdrawn and bored, I'm not talking about like not easily entertained. Like people are not going to see you smiling often. People are not going to see you being jokative, playful, bubbly, whatever the case may be. It's like you're just like quiet, chill, laid back. Whatever happens, you're just like sitting back observing. If you see somebody doing something and you're looking at them and you think to yourself like, okay, that's not going to end up well for them, I think you hit me as a type 2. Just let them go ahead and do it. Like you're old enough, you should be smart enough to know that that's not good. It's like, who am I to go out of my way to tell you not to do something, that type of thing. So it's like you don't care to that point, whether it's like good, bad. I'm just sat here watching and seeing how things go. Like on top of that, the whole like Wheel of Fortune, because like Wheel of Fortune talks about like the natural flow of life. So you're just going with the flow, whatever happens. Like you are not the type to intervene. You also hit me as, looking at these two, you give off the sense of like passive, like very passive. You avoid fights, you avoid arguments. If somebody does not agree with you about something, again, it's like you don't go out of your way to kind of convince them. You don't hit me as a type to be like very loud. Think of it as in like projects, like group projects, group meetings, obviously, like with meetings. You're not the type to go out of your way to like bring your point across, or you're not going to fight for something that you think is right. You just go with the flow of what's meant to happen is going to happen. And there's like, to you, it's like there's no point of like going out of your way to kind of do something or prove something, or it's like, again, it's like very chilled, very laid back. Now, keep in mind, like with these two alone, it may give off the sense of like somebody who's giving their life away. Like you don't care to the point where, like, because like when people look at you and they feel like you don't care to the point where you're just giving your life away, that in a way can mean that people look at you or see you as a bum, right? But that's not what I see here, because like with the Wheel of Fortune, here's the good thing. But like with the Wheel of Fortune, there's like one of two ways. Either people feel like you're somebody who has such gratitude, such content with their present life, or you're somebody who grew up with privilege, and so you look at things from a completely different perspective, say from certain people that you surround yourself with. And so, yeah, there is that. There's also something about this that makes me feel like sometimes people will be talking about something or remind you of something, and you're like, I never heard of that. And people are like, how did you not hear that? You were right there. You were sat with us. Like, where were you? I feel like somewhere you were just withdrawn in your own head, in your own fantasies, dreams, like thinking, or I don't know, like who knows what, right? So there is that. Let us move forward and see what else we can get for you. Next, you have here, okay, let's see, the Tower reversed. You have Two of Wands and you have Temperance reversed. Wow, okay. Okay, this just took a turn, a whole turn, like Tower, Temperance. This is the exact opposite of what I just mentioned here. Like, tell me, for you, group one, tell me, how is it that you come off as very chill and laid back and you don't care about anything or anyone or what's going on in the world? But then you have here the Tower and Temperance both being reversed, because like these two, I mean, with Strength being in reverse here, I'm gonna put it simply, this gives me aggressive. This gives me like I'm chill, but also evil. I'm chill, but I can also be threatening. I'm chill, but there's like a switch to you. Yeah, there's definitely something, like especially with Tower here. Temperance reverse, this is somebody who does not have that much patience. Tower, somebody who can lash out at any moment, which makes a lot of sense with your Strength and Five of Wands in reverse. Because like, remember when I said at the very beginning, like you come off as like very passive? Like now that I'm thinking of it, perhaps it's like passive aggressive, or like you're passive and then you can easily just be, easily irritated, easily pissed off. Like I let you do what you wanted to do. I let a lot of things pass by, but like one wrong move at the wrong time, whatever the case may be, it's like you just turn into a whole completely different person. It's like, yes, you thought you can step on me. Well, think again. You thought that, but like these two alone sometimes can give this sense of like, do you know how people can, often like mistake your chill, laid back demeanor, like your like not only chill and calmness, but like you're like the whole like you not willing to go out of your way to like bring a point across, or you just letting a lot of things slide by. Sometimes people take that as weakness, and so with you, I think that can easily switch into such a shock for some people, because like in a moment you could be an entirely completely different person. Like when you thought that I would be weak, just when you thought that I would not stand up for myself or speak for myself, like bam, somebody or someone can do something wrong. It could be the wrong day, it could be the wrong hour, just like you not feeling like a certain way that day, and there's like a completely different side to you that shows up, and it's like, yeah. Picturing that girl from Squid Games, the model, the girl with the younger brother. If you guys watched that show, yeah, I believe she's a model. The girl that was trying to win the money to help her younger brother, her living situation, but like, you know how like you look at her and you see somebody who's like very calm and like avoids trouble and chaos, but there's like a fierceness to her. There's like a fierceness in her face. Male, female does not matter. There's like a fierceness there, and this is what you hit me as. I also picture you like look wise, in terms of like looks. You come off as like very sharp, a very sharp stare, very sharp, like I don't know, like the way that you style yourself is like very sharp. I'm seeing angles, but yeah, like I'm thinking like very sharp features. Temperance reverse, I think you're also somebody who does not fit in very often, or you can say here you don't care to fit in. You don't hit me as a type of person that follows trends. And Two of Wands, I'm getting two things from the Two of Wands. I think you're both. I don't see just one. I'm getting one, which is like indecisive. You come off as like very indecisive, but also easily distracted. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense with what we just said at the beginning here of like being withdrawn and often bored. You are also like very easily distracted. Think of it as you like thinking to yourself, like for the New Year's, I'm gonna start working on my fitness, right? You start your fitness journey and then you soon realize that, okay, you know what, I'm also struggling with finances. With you, there's something about like it's like you can't just do both at the same time. You're giving me like I don't care to work on both, or I don't have the motivation to work on both. It's like either or. So you can start off with like fitness but easily get distracted and turn to like finances. So I don't know, like this is just a simple example. It could be like talking about, it's like it's very broad. It could be related to anything really, but yeah, like indecisive, you cannot make very quick decisions or on the spot. You really have to like think about it. Or I can see somebody who, instead of like like when it comes to picking outfits, you don't just want to pick one outfit, you want to have both. That's how indecisive you are. And on top of that, the whole like distraction, easily distracted. I can see somebody who's like in the middle of a conversation, you just leave the person in front of you talking and you either drift off inside your head or you are looking at something else, like easily distracted. You hit me as a type that cannot speak and drive. You're either driving or you're either speaking, like combine the two and there could be unwanted results, you can say here. Let us move on and see what else we can get for you guys. Finally, you guys have here illumination. You have the Seven of Pentacles reversed and Eight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance, both being reversed here. There's definitely a thing with you and patience. You're not a very patient person. You like to keep going, easily distracted, easily bored, not easily entertained. All about like the next best thing. With the Seven of Pentacles, and I think that this may not apply to everybody, but I see somebody who has been in like either like multiple relationships. You've moved. You've like lived in multiple cities, countries. You had several jobs, somebody who had like several or multiple living situations, whatever the case may be, but like somebody who had, and I'm not talking about experience, I'm talking about somebody who finds it easy to let go and move on. Something works for you today doesn't mean that it's going to work for you tomorrow. So it's like just like that. Again, with you, there's something about a switch. You go from peaceful to evil, from like I'm content now to like I'm bored now, like I want to move and find something else. You also hit me Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, all three of them being in reverse, a loner. You enjoy your own company, you like being by yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna say like you're an introvert or you're an extrovert, but I see somebody who enjoys their own company. I see you enjoying watching a movie by yourself more than you do with somebody else. I see you finding like comedy shows funny rather than, you know, being out with people and them being funny. Does that make sense? Like your chances of like laughing are higher when you're alone on your computer than it is when you are socializing. It's easier for you to entertain yourself and be entertained by something such as like a specific show that you enjoy because like you picked, you found that it resonates with you. That's why it's funny. But other than that, not easily entertained. You have like there's like a niche to you, a niche when it comes to your interests and a niche when it comes to your thoughts. Like you find yourself thinking differently from other people. You don't just follow the crowd type of thing. I'm talking about crowds here with illumination. There's something about you. You hit like illumination. I'm picturing the kid at the back of the class. You're always at the back of the class watching, observing. You know everything because like you can look at people and you find that often people are focusing on a single piece of the puzzle, but with you, I see somebody who often sees the whole picture. You're always at the back, you're always observing, watching, and seeing. And so you often have an understanding or a clear understanding, you can say here, of like whatever is going on at the time. With you, it's like there's like a feeling of like the truth lies elsewhere. The truth is not mainstream, well, obviously, but like apply that to everything you do in your life. You don't just like pick a car because like it looks good or it's in season. Again, not following trends. You pick a car because you feel like right now it like fits with my financial situation right now. It does the job. It can get me from point A to point B, that whole type of thing. So you look at the broader picture. You're not, again, there's something about this that makes me feel that simply maturity. I'm gonna say like mature and somebody who realizes that not everything is material in this world. Like you don't find content in the material in this world. So the latest car is not going to do it for you. A car that's going to, you know, get you from point A to point B while like saving you money, while doing its job, while being warm and, you know, just good enough. Like that's good for you. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a car that's like going to put me in debt just to look good in front of people. Does that make sense? So like, again, with the whole like sense of like, you don't care. I don't care to follow trends. I don't care. It's like somebody who can see the broader picture because you come off as like going with the flow of life, but also detaching yourself from what society, you can say here, tries to imprint on people or tries to, like, you can say here, brainwash, but I think you guys know what I mean here. And finally, with Eight of Pentacles here being in reverse, I'm going to say this. there's something to you that says potential. People look at you and they feel like there is potential there, but there is a twist. Potential that is not being used, a potential that seems to be wasted. Like now that's gonna sound negative, but let me explain. With the whole like don't care, people look at you like how do you not care? With like Eight of Pentacles that you're being in reverse, it's like potential. Think of you of yourself as somebody who's like 6 foot plus. People want people like who are say 6 foot plus to have like, if only you had chiseled abs, you'd be like the perfect specimen, right? But not having chiseled abs, you're like wasting your heights. There's so much potential to you. You have like very thick curly hair, but you don't know how to maintain it. You are too lazy to style it, and people are looking at you like that is such a waste. If only you know how to style your hair, you would have the best like ever. You are talented with law. People are like, if you go into law school, you can do wonders for people. But here you are thinking to yourself, like, you know what, I'm 35. By the time I graduate, I'll be 70. So, like, to you, it's like not worth it. So, from your perspective, I don't know if you even see it or not, but there's something about you, and I've just given you multiple examples that go way, like it could be something completely different than what I just mentioned over here. Again, examples, but there's something about you that says like potential, but it is not being used or is not put into practice. Think of it as like people looking at you and and they see you as somebody who's like heavily unmotivated. You yourself feeling like you're not motivated, but it could be like with illumination here. It's because like you don't see things from people's perspective. You have a completely different perspective. While they look at you and you feel like there's a certain potential to you that is being wasted to you at the moment. Like you know or understand that it's not being wasted. You just don't understand where I'm heading or what I'm trying to do with this type of thing. Hope this all makes sense. So that is that for you, group one. Let me know how you guys felt about this reading, if you enjoyed it, if it resonated. I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I'd love to have you and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group two. Welcome to your reading. So let us get into this and see what impression do you give off to people. So to start off, you guys have here the Eight of Swords reversed, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Oh, Ace of Cups. Sorry, reversed. Okay. Okay, deep. First thing that I get here, depth. There is like an Ace of Cups and a Ten of Wands. This is giving me drained. This is giving me like I've had enough. I am out of it. I like this is somebody who carries too much. There is like I'm sick of everything and everyone type of feeling that you give off here. But I'm also getting I don't want to say like responsibility with the Ten of Wands. It's not necessarily responsibility, but I guess it's like somebody who has a lot of responsibilities. It's not that you're responsible, but you have a lot of responsibilities, or somebody who has a lot going on for them. I'm picturing like a single parent. So I imagine yourself with like a kid, a single parent, and a job. Imagine how chaotic and all over the place and busy that would be. You don't have to be a single parent or have kids, like whatever the case may be. That's just like I'm trying to get you to picture what I'm seeing here. And so with that being said, I see here very chaotic and all over the place energy. I'm also seeing somebody who often gives off the sense of a confusion. Now, listen, here's the thing. I look at this and I see somebody who is very nitpicky. Like you are there's something about you and narrowness. It's like you focus on the details. If like I look at these and I think the first thing that comes to mind is like, if I were to ask you, like, would you rather submit your work early and the work being decent, like submitting a decent, good quality work early or on time, or would you rather submit your work late, but have it be perfect. There's something about you that says, like, not necessarily a perfectionist, but you would lean towards like submitting something late, but having it perfect. I don't know why. Not that you're a perfectionist, but this is somebody who focuses too much on the details. I'm also seeing somebody who could be very, like, a very picky eater. I also see somebody who appreciates comfort. See, I look at this and I see somebody who's like busy, 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 on the go. And so when it comes to your style, I'm seeing somebody who's constantly wearing, I'm saying, like, first of all, like, comfy chic. Others of you, it's strictly either like sneakers, leggings, and a sweatshirt, or a hoodie, or a like a matching outfit that is like very comfortable, like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, that type of thing. I'm also seeing somebody who is, I don't want to say necessarily repetitive, but I'm going to say familiar. Like, I can see you as a type of person that would be at like 8 a.m. on a specific street, where wearing like this comfy outfit that everybody kind of recognizes you for, like a type of outfit that you don't necessarily repeat, but it's like your outfits are kind of similar, is what I'm trying to say here. If it's comfort, comfort. If you're wearing sneakers, you're wearing multiple types of, like, different types of sneakers, but at the end of the day, it's like sneakers. So 8 a.m., the same coffee cup, similar outfit, same place, rushing, walking fast pace. So there's a familiarity with you. Like, you do the same thing over and over again, and you seem to be, it's like what you like, you fixate on, is what I'm trying to say here. So it's like easy to say here that with you, there's not much, like, no, it's not about change, but it's about familiarity. Basically, there's something about you and familiarity. There's something about you and comfort, style wise. There's something about you and like being too detail oriented. Like, I see somebody here who may fail sometimes to see the broader picture. I can see somebody here who sometimes can be out of touch with their intuition, and this is where the Ace of Cups in reverse comes into play with this whole situation, because like, you're somebody who often, focuses on the details. You are like, again, like, failing to see the bigger picture means that with the Ace of Cups being in reverse, like, why are you not in touch with your intuition? Because being in touch with your intuition requires you to be present in the moment. That's how you see the bigger picture. That's how you get your intuition. But being too focused, and like with you, you're either thinking about the past or the future. There's like not much going on with the present. Hence, like, the whole like confusion. You confuse yourself a lot. Like, I would give you a problem to solve today, and I feel like you can manage to turn like a single problem into 10 problems. Does that make sense? Like, imagine yourself, like, you're the type of person who, if you're cleaning up your room, there's like this pile of clothes that you want to get rid of. You end up opening a jar. Now you're looking onto memories. Now you want to fix this and fix that. And now you have a whole messy room that initially was just a pile of clothes. Does that make sense? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is a type of person that you hit me as. Focusing too much on the detail, you end up confusing and you just simply get lost. And it's all because of you. Like, what makes you fluster? What makes you panics? What makes you, it's like, it's you. I think there's something about you and things being all in your head. And so, yeah, add with the whole like responsibility, a lot going on with you. I'm seeing somebody who constantly gives off the vibe of like, I'm busy, I don't have time for you. I'm also getting the sense here, I don't know why, with like the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Cups being in reverse, it's like you don't care about anybody, or you don't, like, it's not that you don't care, it's like, I'm gonna say you don't like anybody. Yeah, this is what I'm getting from this. You don't like anybody. Like, people look at you and it's like, there could be a question there, who do you like? Because it feels like you're not fond with anybody. So let us move on and see what else we get for you guys. Next, you have here the Three of Swords. You have the Empress and the Five of Swords in reverse. Ooh. Yeah, right from the very beginning, like like when I first saw the Ace of Cups reversed and the Ten of Wands, the first thing was that came to mind was like drained. I've been through something. This is like a sign of like burdens. This is a sign of like something happened for you, with you, in your life, whatever the case may be. And then here you have the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, like in reverse. These two talk about internalization. These two indicate somebody who does not, I'm gonna say, like, you don't forget easily or you hold on to a lot. I mean, the definition of internalization. Because, like, listen, I see, like, starting with the Empress here. I think if I were to ask you tomorrow, like, do you believe that you are a good person? I think you genuinely believe that you are a good person. Deep down within, you know. And like, don't tell me that everybody's gonna say that they're good people. People know, like, if you're a horrible person, you can pretend all you want that you're good. You can tell people all you want that you're a good person, but deep down within, if you feel like you're a piece of poop, you know you're a piece of poop, right? So you can't run from yourself. You can't really, at the end of the day, lie to yourself. um with you, I think you genuinely believe or have this belief that you are a good person. I think you go into the world having good intentions. You deal with people with like good intentions, having their best interests at heart, no negativity. If anything, you avoid trouble, you avoid chaos, you avoid drama, you avoid gossip. But I think it finds a way to kind of like catch up to you. Sometimes you find yourself talking about people not because like you enjoy talking about them, but because you like you're looking for relief, you're looking to ease the pain of a situation that happened to you. So you're not talking about people or behind people's back out of love, like you're talking about it out of like I don't know, it's like out of annoyance, out of irritation, out of like, I only put good out there, so like, why am I being treated this way? Or like, I'm only putting love into the universe, like, why am I receiving otherwise? And so you come off as like heavily irritated, but at the same time, I think if you're not like, like being frustrated and talking about it to somebody, you're internalizing a lot. And even if you are talking to people with the Five of Swords here being in reverse, you're not revealing everything. Again, these two are giving me a sense of like internalization, somebody who keeps in a lot of things. You also hit me as a type of person where, if say for example you were in a position where you were disrespected or somebody did you wrong, you don't hit me as a type to retaliate. You hit me as a type of person, because of like the Three of Swords and the Empress, I'm getting somebody who gets shocked and you shut down. And in the moment, like when you're being done wrong or something, like whatever the case at the moment, whatever is happening, you don't, like, you freeze, right? You don't talk back, you don't fight back. You know, like, and I probably later in the day during while you're showering or while you're laying in bed or while you're eating, you will be thinking to yourself like, I should have done something there, I should have said something there. And it keeps eating at you. Now you're gonna tell me like everybody does that or everybody feels that way. No, there's a like difference. Some people kind of retaliate, some people do what they feel like should have been done in the moment, but after the math, they go like, when they think about it, they feel like they should have added to the situation. With you, there's no addition. It's like nothing, you did nothing, period. And so I see you as somebody who takes a shock and just shuts down. And it's like there's something about you that it's like it's hard to find it within you to kind of fight with people or argue with people. You would just let it just you let it slide. For you, it's better to just let it slide. Or it's not that you would rather let a situation slide by or you would rather not retaliate. There's something about you that, I don't know, there's something, it's like you can't do it in the moment. It's like the shock and shutdown is, you cannot control it, it just happens, right? So after the math, I feel like that's why you tend to internalize a lot. And perhaps this is why I got at the very beginning here, heaviness. There's something about you and heaviness. It doesn't have to be that you've gone through a lot in your life. It could be that like the little situations that happen with a lot of people, you tend to keep bottled up inside, and you perhaps like fail to, or you don't know how to let it out, get it out of your system. And so it's lingering there, right? So I don't know why. This is what I got from these cards over here. And I feel like you often find yourself like literally here with the Three of Swords, like falling victim to every situation that you kind of face in your life. You can see whether it's like, obviously, it has to be negative, being a victim here, but you find yourself being a victim. You find yourself being the one who gets the hit, being the one who's betrayed, being the one who gets their heart broken. And so it's like you don't understand why that happens for you because, like, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's like I see you looking at the world from how you like if you feel like you there should be love in the world, you kind of expect to receive love from the world, and that's not how the situation is, obviously. And so there's something about you with the Empress here. You hit me as a type of person that forgets a lot. See, the Five of Swords here being in reverse, this talks about a situation that drags. There's something about you that says does not forgive easily, does not let go easily, but at the same time I think you're the type of person that forgets a lot. For example, I see you if you have an argument with somebody or you have a negative interaction with a person, whether you know them or not, if like you look at this person and you're like, okay, this person does not give me good feelings, they left you with a very negative impression. After a while, I can see you forgetting about, like, you forget what actually happened between you and this person. And all you seem to remember or hold on to seems to be emotions. Like, I remember this person and I remember not feeling good when I'm around them, or I remember a negative experience with that person. You forget the experience, but you don't forget that you dislike that person. Does that make sense? So instantly, I can see, even like say, if a person does not know you and you have a negative experience with you, they run into you after say like 2 years, they can feel that you're still not okay with them. And so this is what I mean, like, by you don't seem to be the very forgiving type. You seem to be a very nice person. You seem to be very confronting, very passive, not into fights, not into arguments. But like, again, that doesn't mean that you forgive, sorry, you don't forgive easily. And so with you, if somebody hurts you, I 100% believe that it sticks with you. Like, everything about this says that hurts, like negative experiences with you, they kind of stick. I don't know why. There seems to be no outlet for negative feelings or negative emotions. So, yeah, very interesting. Let us move on. Finally, you have here the Queen of Swords. Hello. Yes. 100%. Like, this makes a lot of sense with your reading. You have the Six of Swords reversed and you have the Four of Cups. I will say with your reading, you do have a lot of air, a lot of swords. So these are thinking cards. So you're heavy on the mental, like, yeah, mentally, there's no resting with you. Mentally, you hold on to a lot. Mentally, you're constantly thinking. You're either thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future. You're rarely in the present, not very in touch with your, like, it doesn't mean that you're not intuitive, but you're not as in touch with it as you could probably be if not for the things that you hold on to or the negative emotions that have festered or bottled up within you that perhaps maybe sometimes you're not even aware of. Sometimes you kind of remember, you think about it, but you kind of, I don't know, you either fail to, yeah, maybe perhaps you're not aware of it. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. But yes, I mean, the Queen of Swords, this makes a lot of sense because, like, the Queen of Swords, I'm gonna be frank with you, group two, you don't give off the nicest impression. You don't give off nice. There's something about you that gives off vicious. There's something about you that gives off like defensive, like, I'm defensive. Do not, cross me. Don't get close to me. Don't play with me. I'm not about foolery. I'm not about to deal with your BS type of thing. So there's something about you and, yeah, viciousness. And I think at the end of the day, listen, I'm not saying that you're looking at people and they're getting like hateful vibes. Yes, sure, they feel like you don't open up easily. You're not as inviting, but that's not because you dislike people or you have like negative intentions or you're sick with the world. No, I think it comes from a place of just that you internalize a lot, and so you're coming from a place of defensiveness. You're constantly striving here to kind of protect yourself, protect your heart. And so how that manifests or externalizes outside obviously, with the Queen of Swords is somebody who is a bit defensive, who's a bit sharp, who's always on edge, and there's like a fierceness to you. Like don't like you're not very approachable type of thing here, or you can simply to simply put it, you can say here there's like a seriousness to you. You come off as like serious. It doesn't have to be the case, and remember, this is not you. So you may be looking at this and you feel like, no, that is absolutely not me. That's the impression you're giving off. So this is what people see, not necessarily how you see yourself. So the way you know yourself is like through internalization, through knowing that you're not about facing, you're not about fights. You see yourself as a good person, but on the on the outside, you are. I mean, literally, this is the definition of the Queen of Swords, because like, what makes the Queen of Swords? The Queen of Swords is the result of like being failed by the idea of love. Like, a Queen of Swords came into this universe or this world with like loving everybody, having good intentions for everybody, but what happened was that she did not end up receiving the love that she was giving out. She was betrayed, she was hurt, she was like constantly like put down, and so that turned her into the Queen of Swords. And I see everything about this reading says that you are a Queen of Swords. Male, female, does not matter. You are a Queen of Swords. And it shows. This is what external ends like. Notice how the Empress here is in between the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords. So this is what's going on internally. What's surrounding that is all about like the sharpness. You have swords surrounding that. You have hurt. You have internalization. You have defensiveness. You have like just not the most pleasant, right? So there is that. And then here you have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Cups, like also on the exterior. Now with the Six of Swords and the Four of Cups, like, what is this? I think there's not only are you on edge, but I think you seem like part of, you can look at it as a way of like defending or protecting yourself, is whenever you meet people, or like your first instinct would be to point out the negatives in a situation, the negatives in a person. Say a person tries to like approaches you and tries to ask you about your car. Now I don't speak car, but like a person tries to tell you, is like the 2017 car, whatever, and you like, I think your first instinct would be like to get too deep in your head. Remember when I said at the beginning, you are too focused, you focus on the details, you get too deep in your thoughts in your head, that like, and with the whole like experiences, with the whole like internalization, everything that's going on within you, obviously what comes out, I think for like a blink of a moment there, for like a split second, you think to yourself like, oh, this person is trying to tell me that my car is old, when in truth it could be that this person is curious about your car, like, oh, is that the 2017 Honda, I don't know what, because it could be that they're interested in it because they like it, because they're trying to compliment you. But I think for your first instinct would be to point out like, what could go wrong here, how could this person insult me? And if you fail to like, I think you have a habit of like catching yourself very fast, so it's like, either like before you go too far and actually start believing that this person is insulting you, you actually take a step back, you hold on for a moment there and try to make sense of what's going on. And if you catch onto it too like early, that's good. And sometimes I feel like there could be instances with you where you fail to realize at the very beginning that this person in front of you does not mean you any harm. So I hope what I'm saying is like, it is making sense for you guys. Like, what I'm trying to say is that you, out of self-protection, you try to sense out negativity, insults, whatever you can do to kind of protect yourself. And if you don't catch yourself, it can go too far. If not, you're all good, right? You be thinking to yourself, it's a good thing that I waited, or it's a good thing that I did not say anything, because like that conversation could have gone terribly, right? So you have a habit of sometimes, like, even for a millisecond there, of like getting too in your head, getting too deep in your thoughts, thinking about a situation too much. The whole situation with like your room, starting off with like a pile of clothes and ending up messing up the whole room, I think that kind of applies to a lot in your life. It applies with your thoughts, and it applies to your interactions, and obviously that stems from some sort of like past. It stems from your experiences. It stems from your bottled up feelings, and so what externalizes to people is like a sense of sharpness to you, a sense of like you don't seem to be the most inviting, you seem to be somebody who confuses yourself a lot, you seem to be lost in your own head, in your own thoughts a lot, you seem to be hurt, you seem to be somebody who like you try to be peaceful, but yeah, like, or you try to seem peaceful, but that's not the sense that people get out of you. But yeah, there is that for you, group two. This is very interesting. So that would be that for you, group two. Let me know how you guys felt about this reading. If it resonated, if you guys enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I would love to have you and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So let us see what vibes you give off to people. So to start off, you guys have here the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, double 8, okay, and the King of Wands. Okay, so before we get into this, if you guys hear banging, I mean, I don't know how, like, I don't know what to do about it. It's coming from upstairs and I have no idea when it's going to stop. So just a heads up. Let's see. The 8 of Wands, the King of Wands. This is highly energetic. This is energy. This is passion. This is fire. I mean, I think like, with these two, it's highly likely that... Tell me why the first thing that came to mind here, or I envision somebody telling you at some point in your life, watching you, being in your nature, you know, just like going about not feeling or knowing that anyone is watching you. In your environment, you're probably constantly highly energetic. You're doing something, you're loud, you're chaotic, you're laughing. I'm like picturing somebody with a very loud laugh, loud cough, loud, like, I don't know, there's something about you that's loud and chaotic, but in a very, like, in a lovable way, not the annoying way, a very lovable way. Because, like, let me tell you this, the 8 of Wands and King of Wands, like, no joke, this is talking about somebody who is highly, highly charismatic. I mean, listen, looking at this, it's like, I can already picture some of you out there just feeling like that cannot possibly me, because, like, I mean, and I would, like, that would make a lot of sense, because, like, I also see here the 8 of Cups being in the middle, especially being in reverse. This is somebody who's, like, highly critical of themselves. But keep in mind before we get into this that this is like this is what you give off. This is not what you think about yourself. This is what you give off. This is what people see about you, the vibes, right? So right off the bat, I'm getting like high energy, high vibe, chaotic, loud, highly charismatic in a very lovable way. I see somebody who is constantly doing something. I see somebody who's constantly on the move. I see somebody who's like very good with communicating with people. I see somebody, because like the King of Wands, I mean, like, as is somebody who has a somewhat of an addictive like addictive quality. Like, you can easily be addicted to them because of like their high vibe energy, because the King of Wands is all about like uplifting others, helping others, making others feel better, bettering their day. Add with that like the 8 of Wands, and this is just like doubles the effect of that. And so there's like I can easily say that your high vibes, like I feel like when you're around people, you bring just so much positive energy that to some people, depending on their state of mind, the way that they're feeling that day, it can tend to be a bit addicting. So right off the bat, I can tell that people love your vibe generally. You just bring light, you bring positivity. But with that being said, going back to the 8 of Cups here being in the center, also reversed, I see that sometimes you can have, like, you doubt yourself. You doubt your abilities. You are very critical of yourself. Just like sometimes you feel like you are not up to something, or you're not worthy of something. Sometimes do you ever feel like sometimes you get a lot of love, or sometimes you get attention from people, and instantly you get a sense of like discomfort, yet at the same time I'm getting with these two like a sense of like I'm used to that. that, or are you kind of enjoying that, and so you know how to deal with it? But like for a like I don't know, for like a part of you, like a very small part of you, perhaps like panics or doesn't know what to do with it, or you get I don't know, like I'm picturing like acute anxiety of like, oh, what's happening here? I don't feel comfortable with that. But again, like Eight of Cups and the King of Wands is somebody who knows how to play these feelings off very well. This, like these two together, is the true meaning of fake it till you make it. And with fake it till you make it, I think you do a really, really good job with it. That to the point where it just does not show. I think that with you, people when people see the charismatic high vibe energy, the loud, happy, joyous, uplifting, it you play, I don't know if it's like a part that you're playing, because like with the King of Wands, I feel like that could be you. Like you do this part so well to the point where I feel like sometimes people forget that you're human too, or people forget that like you make people forget, or like not yeah, you can say, yeah, forget, like not think about the fact that sometimes you have your low days, you have your bad days, sometimes you're just not feeling it, but you just don't show it. You don't like people reading that or seeing that about you, and so again, you fake it till you make it, and it seems like it works out because like, or it's working out with you because these two are what shows the energy, the high vibe, the uplifting whole things. I'm also seeing with these three, um somebody who has FOMO often. You have like FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't like missing out on things. Sometimes I feel like with these two, you have a hard time because like you're always like energetic and doing something. So I'm getting the sense here that sometimes you have a hard time kind of saying no to things or no to people. And it's not like, and like when once you say no, I feel like you also get like a sense of guilt if you ever do say no. And so with you, it's hard saying no. You always say yes, and like I don't think it's about like you don't feel guilt because like you're letting people down. You feel guilt because again, it's like that idea of like fear of missing out. You feel like you're missing something, or you feel bad about it. I think that there's like a psychological factor beneath all of it, but I can feel it, but I don't know if I can verbalize it because like I'm not that familiar with psychology, so I feel like I'm not going to bring my point across. But I think there's something like, obviously there must be a reason for that, you feeling guilty or fearing of missing out. Again, it's not about the people, it's about you. Like you don't like saying no because of you. You always feel like you always want to feel like you're doing something. There's something about you that says like you do not like getting too comfortable being comfortable. Does that make sense? And so in your quest to not get too comfortable in a situation, because like I feel like there's something with you of and like if you ever feel like too comfortable, it feels like you're not doing something or you're not progressing, or you're gonna be stuck, you're stagnating, right? So you always feel like you need to be doing something, you have to say yes, you have to attend this, you have to do that. And like I don't know, I feel like by you doing that kind of gives you adrenaline. This is something that you thrive on, this is something that you love for you and not necessarily for other people. Does that make sense? So there is that right off the bat. I mean, I already love this energy because yeah, you just come off as like a very happy person. You may not necessarily always feel that way, but that's the only thing that people get from you. Moving on, and you have here the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands. Huh. Interesting. So I also see you as somebody who's like very in touch with yourself. You're very in tune with your own feelings. You know how to, like, not only do you fake it till you make it, you know how to get yourself out of a very negative mind space. See, like, do you know how like some people get into like a negative, like this negative space, and sometimes they get stuck in it. Some people sometimes like they don't know how to get themselves out of it. With you, I feel like you definitely have those moments, but oftentimes, more often than not, you know how to deal with it. You know how to like get out of that negative space. You know exactly what to do, what you need to watch, how to pamper yourself, like whatever it is that you need to do, you do it. You know how to stop stop yourself from getting to a point of like burnout. Like, yes, you say yes to any like everything. You're always out there, you're always doing something. You come up like as very energetic, but not to the point where you end up burning out yourself. You know when to say no to stop yourself. And so I feel like that's something that's really good here because like it keeps you going. Um, I see here the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is somebody who I think you naturally, I mean, does this not make a lot of sense here with the King of Wands and the Eight of Wands? Eight of Wands, King of Wands, Six of Wands. This is somebody who naturally draws in attention, whether you do it intentionally or not. Again, it's like natural to you. People, like you have a thing with like drawing people in. I don't know if it's because like you're loud. I don't know if it's like your charisma because like again, you come off as like somebody who's like a very lovable, enjoying people enjoy to be around you, highly charismatic. You like people look at you and they feel like I imagine people voting for you, and does not have to be like necessarily for say your credentials, your qualifications. It's sometimes people get votes. I mean, generally votes for anything really. I'm speaking general here. People get votes by just like based on their charisma, based on their nature. People just love them for who they are and not what they can do or not what they can bring. Again, we'll like fake it till you make it. You may not have what it takes, but because of who you are and how you play yourself or you present yourself to the world, you keep getting wins. I feel like people look at you and they look at somebody who's like destined to succeed, somebody who's always victorious, somebody who's loved by everybody, somebody who deserves what they have. I don't know. There's something about you that says like the popular kid, even if you don't feel that way. And if not popular, it's like you'll get there one day, right? So this could also be talking about potential here. The Six of Wands, Nine of Swords. You also, because like I see you as somebody who knows how to take care of themselves, I feel like because you know how to take care of yourself, you know how to take care of other people. There's something about you that knows how to get people out of their, like not only your own negative space, but like people out of their headspace. People can come to you with like negativity. People want to like just express themselves, let out like certain energies, certain situations that happen with them, things that are bringing them down. I feel like you are somebody who had, you know how to put yourself in people's shoes. You know how to, you can say here, sympathize with people. You feel what they feel. You make them feel like they are being heard. You're literally listening to them. You like they have your full attention. You actually care about what it is that they're saying. And I feel like people come in with like very chaotic like positive or negative energies, and whatever they come to you with, you know how to turn it around for their own good. Turn it around to get them out of a space of negativity onto something that is much more stable, much more positive. So again, like you like right off the bat, I can see that there's like a lot of fire in your read, also a lot of wands. So yeah, I was like, I'm also seeing a Leo here. Like, I don't know why, but Leo popped in my head here. But yeah, you know how to get people out of their negative headspaces, and they come in with whatever energies, even if it's like neutral energy, and they leave out with like positive energies of feeling so much better than what they came in with. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I love that. With like you being in touch with yourself, you know how to like, I don't know, attach to people or sympathize with people or connect with people. That is something that I got right off the bat, and this just further reassures that. Finally, for you guys, we have here the Hierophant. Hello. You have the Seven of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. So you Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands upright. Very interesting. Does this not tell you that, okay, didn't I say that you could be very critical? Sometimes you may have low days or bad days, but you kind of fake it till you make it. Yeah, like this just confirms what was confusing me at the very beginning. Or I don't know if it's like confusing me, but I was like kind of hesitant about like thinking about it still in my head. Like with the King of Wands, this definitely feels like having the Queen of Wands in reverse here, it's like you are getting out of your way to kind of present this image of yourself. So it doesn't mean that you are naturally this way. It could be an effort on your part. Like you actually put effort to be this way. You put effort to come off as this very high vibe, energetic, playful, charismatic person. Because like I can see with the Queen of Wands reverse, the Eight of Cups reverse, the Nine of Swords, you definitely have your days, your low days where you wake up and you just feel like you woke up at the wrong side of the bed. You're just not feeling yourself. Sometimes like situations really get to you and you're not always this high vibe, positive energy. But let me tell you this, at your lowest days, I feel like people can sense that about you, and it's not necessarily because of something that you do, but I think it's because like you're very consistent with the energy that you bring, whatever that may be, whether it's like how I described it, it's like really high, positive, loud, chaotic, funny, happy, or it's just like just leaning towards more positive than negative. You're very consistent with it. And so when there comes a day where you just do not feel like putting in that effort or being who you were consistently like putting out there, who you were being, or perhaps like it kind of became like that switch to you, something natural. You get out there and something switches and you become this other personality that is just very adaptable to external situations, that if a day comes and you're not that, people just catch on to that. And I feel like it makes them feel, I don't want to say like feel bad, because like it's not, again, it's not something that you do, but it's because like when I said at the very beginning, like you have this very addictive quality. It can be addictive, and so if one day they come up to you and they don't get the same energy from you, something within them just kind of slowly kind of like they meet you at your level, is what I'm trying to say. When you're very high, like you're very high vibes and very positive, you bring people up. When you're very neutral, you don't feel like putting that amount of energy, people instantly get that off of you and they reflect you instantly. So you're definitely connected with people. Simply, like to put it simply, you're very connected with people, and who you are and what you imagine yourself to be is what people reflect onto you. Does that make sense? So what you see, how you see yourself is how people see you. Simply, to put it simply. This is not a skill that everybody has. Like I think myself, I think that this would be a skill, to have the ability to imagine something and actually manifest it externally instantly is not something that people can naturally do, but with you it comes natural. And so whatever you feel that day, and instantly reflects. Whatever you see, however you see yourself that day, instantly reflects. So it's like with you it's natural, you don't even have to try. Now, next you have here the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about service and being of service. Isn't that the perfect, like, to describe you in like one card? You would be the Hierophant. There you go. You're all about the people. You're all about connecting with people. The Hierophant is Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, a fixed sign in the zodiac, and it represents the like the material world, the physicality. It represents sensualities. It represents pleasure. And so this is what you bring. This is what you like. This is what people get from you. They get everything. The people come in, and like with the Hierophant, it's just like you like leave feeling better, because like the Hierophant puts rules. The Hierophant creates order. The Hierophant creates like puts rules in order to create the system that results in like the positive for everyone, in order to make everybody feel better. And so this is the influence that you have on people, which is like the Hierophant coming in and feeling like coming in very chaotic and leaving out very leveled and feeling better in all aspects, mentally, physically, spiritually. Whatever you decide to give somebody, you do it very well to that point. The Hierophant, the Seven of Swords, literally, especially with the Seven of Swords reverse, literally confession. Like this is like confessing to a priest. You have a thing with, not only do you have like such a connection with people and influence on people, but you know how to bring out things from within that they naturally do not expose. For example, somebody who does not feel comfortable being silly, they're often acting different, they're often acting serious. With you, they feel so comfortable being silly. Like they can expose themselves that way. You have a thing with like exposing, like people tell you their darkest secrets. People reveal themselves to you. People are vulnerable with you. People are silly with you. People are like loud. People act like themselves with you. Like with you, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, because like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like what you see is what you get. And so like with you, literally confession here, and like what you see is what you get. You bring out the realness in people, who they truly are. Like they, you can see them with you. If like I want to see how a person is truly like, I would send them your way, because like there's something about you that just like brings that out of people. It could be because like you're so adaptable. Whenever it's like somebody looks at you, they feel like they're looking at themselves, and so they naturally, because like you act, I don't know, there's something with you and like connecting with people, and once you connect with them, it's like they instantly feel like you're a reflection of them, and so naturally when you're seeing your reflection, you're comfortable with that, and so you become yourself, right? You act like yourself, and this is how I feel like people are around you, which is like very interesting. I mean, this is a very interesting character I'm looking at here. Let me know if that is you guys, because yeah, definitely somebody I would love to meet. So let me know how you guys felt about this reading. That would be that. If you enjoyed it, if it resonated, I would appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more readings like this moving forward, you can always subscribe. I'd love to have you, and hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.